If we can make 1,000 horsepower, why wouldn't we? Right?
Let's go. Oh, shit, Ricky. I like to play this game. It's called I Win. And that's first run. But we need a little bit more, eh? Yes. It's over.
Morning! You want to say morning, Tebra?
Morning.
Are you excited or are you scared?
Oh man, I'm always excited when we're doing silly builds. Like, who comes up with these things?
I've taken it to a whole nother level. So you've been watching the Jeep episodes, and I think everybody picked up I wasn't really happy with that 3.6 litre thing that was in there.
No power, dude. No power. Trying to turn those big axles and those 40s. Even just getting off the trailer just then, it just struggled. Well, kind of had to go into low range to get the thing off the trailer.
Your secret wasn't so secret, was it?
Nah, if we're going to build a Jeep Gladiator on Dynatrack 60s and 40-inch tyres with a 3.6 litre petrol that makes, I don't even know what it makes.
Not enough.
150 kilowatts, maybe?
I don't know, it was fine on little tyres.
I think it's kind of just, you got to do the build justice sometimes.
Some of those things just shouldn't be done, but that should be done.
But there's a lot of things that also should be done. And you know what? You've been watching Patriot Games, you see the builds, you know, we always just take it there for some reason.
Who'd you talking about?
This time we're taking it there. And we're about to show you what the Jeep is about to have a heart transplant. We're taking the heart of a poodle out of the Jeep.
What are you trying to say here?
Or for you, Jack owns poodles. And we're getting Farlap's heart and we're putting Farlap's heart into a poodle.
Sure, man, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know if that's a good analogy or not.
I just thought it was about more power.
It is about more power, and there's really only one crew that can make this happen for us. So let's get down, see the boys, and we'll show you what's coming up in this episode of Patriot Games. All right, well, if you don't know, now you know.
Where else would you go, eh?
Is there anyone else in the country that you would go to if you wanted to make bulk horsepower? That's what these guys specialise in.
You look at the lineup, like, I don't think anything's under 1,000 horsepower, Andy.
They're generally like an LS crew. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to de-stress you.
For once.
And put all the stress onto someone else.
I'm sure I'll get dragged into it at some stage.
There's a good reason why we're here. We'll run you through that in just a second. Morning!
Morning!
How are you, brother?
Good, mate. Yourself?
You good?
Good.
Keeping well?
You got some boxes here.
We got a few boxes, but we haven't told everybody what we're doing yet, but I'm sure everybody already knows. But why would we have a Gladiator at high torque performance with 3 big massive crates?
I think it's just adjusting things, isn't it?
It's
always adjusting things.
Anything standard.
That's what he says. No, I can't leave anything standard, and I think, look, you guys have seen over a few of the episodes of Patriot Games, between the drifting, the trophy truck, the import cars. When you have a certain disease, some people go to a doctor, yeah? When you have the disease that I obviously have,
Get your fix here.
you get your fix here. This is where it happens. All right, so I think the plan is, let's get all this gear unloaded.
Let's do it.
And I'm gonna throw it there right now. Hit pause after you hear this. Chuck in the comments right now, what do you think is about to happen? What's going in? What's the horsepower? What's going on with the Gladiator? Because I can promise you there is a secret one of these boxes that he knows about, and he knows about, but you guys definitely ain't gonna guess it. Stay tuned, here we go. Real quick, the team at Ram Trucks Australia, guys, thank you so much once again. Where do I even start? Fiat Chrysler Australia kind of got behind us on this build. I made a phone call to the team down there. They kind of searched the warehouse and they found an engine that was sitting on the shelf down there that they brought in for some testing that never been used. The motor was missing something off it. So whilst the gearbox was in the United States getting tuned, the engine went down to Harrop, right? So the team at Harrop have done some development for us with this engine and the products that they manufacture in there. If you know who Harrop are, you know Harrop are most famous for superchargers, but they come from the V8 supercar world, really, don't they? They do brakes and gear sets and all sorts of performance gear, yeah? Superchargers is what they're known for. So they've done some development work for us, and I think now is time to reveal. Lift the box up. What are we putting in the Gladiator? 6.4 Hemi with a Harrop supercharger. Hell yeah. Happy with that?
Yeah, how good is that?
We've decided that for this round we're going to leave the internal standard, right?
Correct.
Yeah. What is the fundamental issues with the Hemis?
So the Americans basically claim that they're a glass top piston, so you can't put too much boost into them. So generally you're around 5-6 pound maximum on these, unless you're changing the fuel type, something like that for timing wise. So
I think we ended up 6 pound on this, did we not?
I believe so, yeah. It should be about 6 pounds. So you can't go much past that, but stage 2 will be change those pistons in there, good set of rods to it, and just send it. Because obviously we're a big supercharger. Cast iron block. These engines are capable of a lot.
It's got all the right gear.
It does. It does.
What are you thinking horsepower wise?
I think these should be able to make, if you were to put it in a Jeep SRT8, you should be able to make over 400 to 450 real kilowatts.
Okay,
so awesome. It should be around that 600
horsepower, somewhere around there. So I think that's going to be a good start for the Gladiator. I know what's going to happen. I know at some stage that motor's going to come back. I've already told you, haven't I?
Yes.
I think I rang him like last week and I said, dude, piston rods, get him in. He's like, mate, are you serious? Like, we're fitting this thing next week.
It yet.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with this standard 6.4 with the Harrop supercharger on. We'll see what sort of power it makes. If it goes over 600, I would be stoked. Yeah, I would be wrapped. That would be unreal in this thing. Schedule, are we straight on this today?
Straight on.
That Audi needs to come off that horse.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got to.
Lucky we're finished. Lucky we're finished.
Is it actually done? So I can take that with me.
Yeah, you maybe take that, give it a good road test.
I'll take the Audi, you take the Jeep. And I'm going to apologise in advance for the amount of mud that's going to fall out of this thing when you put it up on the hoist. Yeah, once you start trying to get sockets over those bolts, I think you're going to hate me. Gladiator, 6.4 Hemi, supercharged, 600 horsepower, Dynatrack 60s, 40-inch tyres, fully road legal here in Australia, and you're seeing it here first on Patriot Games.
So pretty much we'll pull most of what's in it out of it, so engine, gearbox, fuel tanks, all that sort of stuff. Then we've got the 6.4 Hemi with a Harrop supercharger going into it and a 8-speed gearbox, so yeah, we'll have fun trying to get that all fit in there and work nicely.
I think he's been fascinated ever since we'd built Codex in the States, and like, you have to do it. You just can't, there is no other choice. You can't, even though an LS is great, you can't put an LS in it, you just can't.
We know Justin's going to be an absolute idiot in the thing and flog it. It's insides out, so yeah, can't wait for that. Yeah, looking forward to this project. I always enjoy a new challenge, and I think this will be good. Joel will be all over it, and it's his little baby, and yeah, the next few days are going to be very exciting. Day 2, Joel's been unbolting all the accessories, everything off this engine combination to come out so that we can fit the new 6.4 into it. So it's been a few hours involved just unplugging all sorts of stuff, and now we're going to try and pull the motor and the gearbox and transfer case all out in one piece. It seems like it's the easiest solution than trying to get the gearbox out and then pull the motor. So we're going to use a forklift with a bit of a boom on it so that we're away from the car obviously, and hopefully it comes out nice and easy.
Yeah, I'm good. Just come up just a little bit. On mine. Alright. Yeah. Three. Down out. Yeah. Yeah, can we go up? Alright, that'll do.
Morning!
Morning! Oh yeah.
How's that for timing?
I don't know, you tell me.
What's going on here? Right, so it's Monday morning. I think this is day 3? Day 3. Morning.
Morning.
How are you? You good?
Yeah, good. Pretty smooth. Had a couple little hiccups, but
Yeah.
we've got there. So
Engine mounts are in, I say.
they're in.
Run us through it, man. What's happened?
Obviously, old motor, gearbox, everything out.
Yep.
Front of the car off. Chopped all the old engine plates off it.
Yep.
Tucked the new ones in. Made sure everything looked like it was going to fit. One of them needed a little bit of tweaking, but
So it is going to fit, right?
it's going to fit.
Yeah. What about all this crap?
Got to make slight change to the wash bottle and fuse box to get the alternator on. Other than that, it all looks like it should work.
Mate, well, I can't believe it.
have you-
3 days. Makes us look bad.
Makes us look bad.
We
3 days
would
to
have
get an
turned this
engine out.
into. We would have been
This
doing
would have been the
midnight.
episode with us.
Everybody would have hated me by now. Steve would have cracked the shit.
Yeah.
Pedro would be angry.
Someone would have thrown something.
Someone would have been yelling at me. Jack would have been telling me every reason why he couldn't get something else done because he was working on this. This is so much easier. I think this might become Patriot Garage 2.0 down here.
Half a Genoan's under your fuel tank too.
I did say that.
Yeah.
I couldn't really. Did you see the episode?
Car's about 40 kilos lighter already.
So there's been mud everywhere. So I think this had to happen regardless. The engine had to come out anyway to clean it after the mud punching episode in Genoan. So we're in the right place. What are we going to do with it?
There's nothing wrong with that.
What? There's everything wrong with that. Who wants a 3.6 litre petrol?
Surely someone wants it. It's got one.
What are we going to do with it?
GQ out there probably go, right?
That'd be perfect for a Nissan. Any GQ, GU owners? If you want a free Jeep motor, Christian's going to hate me on that. All right, let's get this thing in. I want to see it sitting in there. It's ready to go. When I went over to Moab, my first experience in a Jeep, and I made the call then. I was converted then to Jeeps, and I made the call that I'm going to build the baddest Jeep in Australia back then. And I think, once again, I think we nailed it. It's what we do, right?
The header's kind of got to slip under the steering column, but we're just on a little bit of an angle. We can sort of get. I don't know, it looks like it's going to go, but we just got to figure out the trick to how it wants to fit in.
Looks like it's meant to be there though, doesn't it?
It actually does.
It looks like it's meant to be in there.
Maybe Jeep originally put one in there and then they went, this is just way too stupid to drive on the road.
And then they went and did it anyway though.
Jeep does have a thing for putting big power in.
I like it, I like it.
Here we go. Then just go home where it's meant to go, or?
Is there a Hemi and a Gladiator at high torque?
It's about to be.
Is that what just happened?
Right.
Yeah, Russ.
We're going to have some heat issues on that boot. Yeah, that head is quite close. Whoa.
Yeah, Russ. Sick. So good. That's hell exciting, man.
It's snug, huh?
Yeah, really snug.
We'll be able to do a 4-wheel burnout by the Sabo, eh? Yeah?
20 minutes, right?
Everything takes 20 minutes, man. All the Hemi's in. Super exciting now. There was obviously going to be a lot of clearance issues. So what the boys are looking at now is the main problem that they can see there right now is the exhaust heater is hitting on the steering column, hitting right on the boots, pretty hard up against it. But there's still a lot of tweaking, a lot of adjustment. It's all going to come down to the millimetre, I think. So what they're talking about doing right now is getting the transmission mounted up, see where the transmission's kind of going to pull the back of the motor and what angle the motor's got to sit on, and then start sorting the clearance issues out from there. I'm really surprised with how low that engine sits in there, so we got a ton of room to put that Harrop 2650 on top. And I think by the time this thing's done, when you pop the hood of this, it's just going to look like a factory job, which is amazing. I keep saying it, big day for us, big day for the team. This is over 6 years in the making, back from season 1 of Patriot Games. This is what I wanted to build, an unbreakable Jeep with a Hemi, 2650 on top, Dynatrack 60 axles, 40-inch tyres. This is by far the biggest Jeep build that I've ever seen come out of Australia. I'm here to do it first and be part of, I think, what's going to turn into a bit of a shift of everybody's mentality about what the Jeeps can really do and what they're all about. This is the start of it, and I'm so excited.
Yesterday we sat the motor in, found it was a bit tight, close to steering and a couple other things. So marked a few things, pulled the motor back out, changed it. We ended up moving the motor back over the passenger side a little bit, give us some steering clearance. Yeah, finished all that, motor back in, it all fits. So now it's time to put our gearbox in. Yeah, so we got our transfer ready, so that could be bolted up to the 8-speed. So yeah, we'll bolt this in, see how it all fits, and hopefully it stays in there. Inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon to come up.
Yeah, still come up. A little bit more.
It also feels like it's locked in here. Is there a chance that it
Might
is?
be in park.
So we're just taking our time with it going in so that the converter lines up on the end of the crankshaft correctly, because obviously if you've got the crush wrong or it's not located in the pump, you can do a fair bit of damage on it. So this part's a little bit tedious. Take your time with it, make sure it's right, and it seems like it's good now, so we'll get it home.
So just going to make sure that the converter's the right size for the crank. It feels very tight when the gearbox is going in. We can't freely spin the converter. So just want to double check that so we don't damage it.
Bingo, we found it. So on the factory crate engine that Jeep have supplied, there's obviously a collar or a snout on the end of the crankshaft there, probably to hold a spigot bearing if it was for a manual car over in America. Not quite as common here in Australia being the manual, but that's why we can't locate the converter in the back there and it goes tight as we're going in. So we'll pop that out somehow and back together. That's out. Time for the gearbox to go back in. Might also have to get a grinder and shorten it 30 mil. This might be a jack problem. Jack, we're calling you. This might need shortening by 30 mil, so that's a you problem. Thanks, Jack.
we've done is we've left the factory fuel pump there, and then we've cut our own hole and put an aeromotive universals pump in there. So that's a secondary high flow fuel pump. And then what we'll do is we'll tee both of these pumps together to try and give us enough fuel to keep this thing going. Then we'll have a return from the fuel regulator up the front to control our pressure. Obviously wiring the support as well to give us the fuel we're going to need to keep going.
So that's not going to fit either.
It will. Just make it fit. Top that there, do a bend and a dump. Yeah, I think so. Keep it as close as you can to here though, because that's where the stop exhaust goes, and the tank that goes here clears that. I think we can all agree no chrome tip. It's not America. Yeah, no chrome tip. That can go. So here we have 2 coolers. Both of these work with that. So these are OEM ones out of the Trailhawk, I believe. So last mechanical piece of the puzzle, ECU's due today. This in, ECU in, all the fluids and stuff, and it should be pretty close to getting it running. So this is transmission?
Yes.
Aircon?
Yep.
Supercharger? Engine radiator?
Yep.
Okay, it fits. That's great news.
This is stupidly exciting. So, just in case you didn't notice, there's a Supercharged Hemi and a Jeep Gladiator here at Heightsville on the Gold Coast. This is definitely an Australian grab, on 40s, Pro Rock 60. Now they're telling me this thing's unbreakable. Today the day I'm going to find out whether it's unbreakable or not. Wait, how much at the hubs? What are we going on? What are we going for at the hubs? What do you reckon? No, you got. I can't ask you what we're going for because you'll be like 1,100. Yeah. 64. What do you reckon? What's realistic? 500 horsepower at the hubs. I think you'd be happy. What do you reckon? I'm going to say 475. What do we want, or are we beating what it is? 550. 550, 500, 475. Yeah? It's my car, and if I say put more boost into it, that's what we're going to do. We all just place back. How much? What do you reckon? At the hub? 510. Right in the middle. So we've got 475, 500, 510 on 550. Yeah. Big bang, 550. Are you ready? Let's go!
play this game, it's called I Win. And that's first run. 529.4 horsepower. But we need a little bit more, eh? Yes. How good's that stock motor?
I mean, look, we haven't even driven around the block or anything yet, so I was like, I hope everything just holds. We've done zero testing. It went from that bay there to this bay here. I'm pretty happy that went a whole lot better than I thought it was. Nothing's exploded.
.9. Boom. So you gotta be optimistic in life, okay? You gotta aim for the top, right? You gotta search for that level. Super exciting, 550 horsepower, standard motor. I'll probably do a little bit more, maybe a little bit more now. I don't know how much is gonna be left in it from there. But 550, you gotta be happy with that, right?
Really happy. That's really good. I mean, the main reason for doing it on the hub is this car's got 40s, obviously. 40-inch tyres, it sucks so much power out. Yeah. And then we can set this transmission up to shift through the gears nicely. So that's really hard to hold that power on 40s on the rollers.
Yeah. And with 550, it should make the back wheels pretty easy. Which is all four wheels. All four wheels. Apparently, those axles are unbreakable, dude. That's what I was told. Four-wheel burnouts, four-wheel shed skids. Yes, please.
That is just way too much fun, and that's the standard motor, dead box stock standard motor. The reality of it is we're making 550 at the back wheels. That engine there with a set of piston rods, cam, and a bit of fuel, and some boost. Obviously, that thing will be good for maybe 1,000 to 1,100 horsepower, which is completely unnecessary for what we built it for. You know what? A wise man once told me,
He's still a child.
Nothing exceeds like excess. Look at the grin on my face. I can't wait to get this thing home and show the twins. But I'm gonna, boys, come over here for a sec, real quick. Mate, once again, you guys have absolutely crushed. But it ain't over. It definitely ain't over. So order some bits. Okay. Some go fast bits. If we can make 1,000 horsepower, why wouldn't we? Right? You're right. Isn't that the motto down here at High Talk? It is.
Do you know what's going on?
I have a bit of an idea of what's going on, but I just hope it's as cool as we all think. Should be good.
What's up, guys? Back at Patriot HQ. What do you think of the Hemi?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Now, we pulled the bonnet off for extra effect. You know how we roll. Every time we do a big build, we do a skid. And Sari loves skids.
I'm not getting too old for skids.
Keen for the skid. The whole crew's out the back. Let's see if we can blow the 40s off the back of the new Gladiator.
Sounds like a plan.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Do a tip in, Jazzy!
Gearbox.
Car problems.
No, just won't go.
You get it.
Just keep shifting, mate. Like it won't stay in gear.
That's going to be my problem, isn't it?
Oi, battery, disconnect the battery.
I'm just trying to get the tyres hot so I can chuck it in, you know. She hot. Oh, we're at 128 degrees.
Yeah, I've got to get you started again so you can.
Oh, yeah, mate, you're overheating more. Okay, this is day. Tear. Shit.
It's not the temperature. I've had it hotter than that. No, battery's got the tire. All right, that's that done.
Sorry, team. Your boss is a failure. But I didn't build it.
No. I haven't even had to drive it yet.
Oh, that sucks. That really wasn't how it was meant to go. But look, fresh build, these are the things that happen. It just kept shifting up gears on its own, which I said to the boys just before I got in it, I'm sure that's what it was going to do. I was just trying to get the tyres hot. We got one good tip in, so that was pretty cool. Something's going on now. It's got hot. It's at 127, which for these motors, they actually do run quite hot. And I actually have had it hotter than that on the dyno. So not sure what's going on now. It's just won't fire. Something's locking it down. We'll go get a scan tool. We'll plug in. We'll see what's going on.
It's not right. It's not right.
What was it? Got too hot. Just got too hot. Hard reset on the ECU. The mist is gone. Everybody's gone back to work now. We do have a business to run, so we're not going to get everyone back out. So what we're going to do is we're going to creep it into the backyard. I'm going to try it again. But I'm pretty sure you're going to see like, they're going to be like ants rushing out the back door. So let's give another quick shot.
All I want to do, I just want one really, really good tip in and then I'll be happy.
We're going to paint the roundabout.
That's it. No, call it. That's it. All right, 20. A little bit better.
That was sick. Let's do it again.
It's down. Temp's down. Maybe one more.
Again.
Okay.
We get this ran.
good? That's not good.
Do we shut it down, Steve, or keep it running?
That's not good.
No, that sounds like a bearing, doesn't it? Steve faces, I know.
I'm not a mechanic, but that sounds like a bearing to me.
Yeah, it didn't sound clacking.
So the Americans basically claim that they're a glass piston. They're a glass piston.
All right, pistons and rods. Let's call Kent. All right. So plan C, we're about to get on the phone to Kent. Pistons, rods, Cam.
Fence.
Go me. Yeah, how you going? Hey, have you got a set of bearings in stock for a 6.4 Hemi? And maybe one piston. Well, there could be a hole in one, maybe. No, I'm not shitting you, dude. You should hear the rattle coming out of this motor.
Really?
Yeah. But you know what makes me happy?
15.
That you're going to make the thing make over 1,000 now. Brisbane 4x4s in 3 weeks. Silence. I'll stick it on a truck or what?
No, not yet. Let me
Or do you, all right, if you get a chance.
work out a game plan.
Yeah, if you get a chance, come over.
Okay, righto.
Thanks, mate. See you, bud boy. I love my friends. And I love us. I love us. Look, from the start, all jokes aside, we knew this motor was never going to last. We knew that. These things are known. They call them the glass piston motor. So if they're not supercharged, what? It's the engine's fault. Don't look at me like
I know there was an eventual plan to do this. You rush plans all the time, though.
we just ran out of time. But pistons, rods, cam, pulley, boost, 1,000.
Don't you have a trip planned in the coming weeks or something? Or...
Yeah, well, I told him he's got 3 weeks.
I'm sure he's very happy about it.
Brisbane 4x4. All right, see the Brisbane 4x4. Gladiator will be back bigger and badder than ever.
All right, so we're actually prepared for your Monte Salvo driving style, and upgraded conrods, upgraded pistons. Try and break those f***ers.